Last 48 hours, a complete revisionism of who caused the Twitch adpocalypse has started, with people now blaming the biggest political streamer of the platform, Asmongold.
What?
Alright, welcome back to the channel, guys. This one's going to be a little bit different because I'm just going to be going straight off the rip. We are going to be talking about Asmongold. Why are we talking about Asmongold? More specifically, we are going to be talking about Twitch and the whole Twitch apocalypse. So if you guys don't know, Twitch is having a ad apocalypse very similar to the one that we had on YouTube. If you don't remember, I think this was around 2018, maybe 2016. There was a YouTuber named Carl Maza. Correct me if I'm wrong. This was a gay YouTuber who was offended by Steven Crowder. I think it was Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder said something offensive about him. You know, maybe he made fun of him on an episode. And then Carl Mazo made this whole thing about it. He put it all over the news and everything. And advertisers just got scared and then pulled back. And that's why since 2016, ad revenue on YouTube sucks. Now it seems that it is happening on Twitch, but it is being caused by a different situation, where the first situation was more of a LGBT, I don't know why I said it like that, kind of attack, if you want to call it that. This one is more political. Now, what has happened, or what I believe is happening, is advertisers are pulling out of Twitch because of the whole political scope. As you guys may know, there was just an election. Trump won the election. Beforehand, you had a bunch of streamers, mostly leaning on the left. One specific that you could probably think about, that we don't have to say the name, but we're going to get into it. It's Hasan Piker. You knew it was Hasan Piker. Hasan Piker, personally, I believe would be the reason why the ad apocalypse is happening. But, you know, to each their own, we never know. Now, Asmongold himself has been, for some reason, being put at the forefront of this, because he did make a very dumb take, in my opinion. I watch a lot of Asmongold. Like, probably is like my favorite streamer to watch. I don't watch streams. I watch his clips. But just, he's a very good streamer, man. He does have very good takes. He has very balanced, nuanced takes that he does think through. Except for this one. Now, when I did watch him, you know, make this take, and I don't know if I can post it here, guys, but it wasn't good. It had a lack of knowledge. Right? He was speaking very confidently with a wide range of lack of knowledge, which I don't see him do often. I could give him credence for that. He doesn't do it often. It's almost like he felt so confident this time, and he had so much kind of resentment for whichever side he felt, that he said what he said. I don't want to add credence and I don't want to defend his point, but when I did hear it, I personally felt like he was not attacking the, let's say, Palestinian people specifically. He did use words in which I believe it did insinuate that, or if he damn near just said it, but I think it was through anger and it was misguided. If I were to play devil's advocate or kind of throw a rope here, I believe he was more so aiming at the individuals that are helping the war. So when you think of the countries that are aiding in the defense of the Palestinians, whether you say it's good or bad, these individuals, right, through their means of good or means of bad, good and bad is being caused on both sides. So I think he was looking at it holistically as the groups in itself versus the other side when you think Israel, right? Because any logical person would know that a struggling group of individuals who don't have ammunition, armor, or whatever, they're being protected by others, however you want to see it, right? Because I don't want to get into it, but however you want to see it. Don't have any malicious intent, or can't have any malicious intent. And if he did say anything that was more aligned with that, then I'm not going to defend it. I'm just saying that just doesn't make any sense. It's almost like saying a hobo, a bunch of, I'm not relating them to, but let's say just a group of freaking hobos, you know, due to whatever, being protected by a certain group. So then now these hobos are bad people. The hobos can't control who's protecting them. They're just going to take whichever aid they feel like is going to give them a voice or some form of arms, right, in hand. And, you know, not to get too deep into it, but nonetheless, it was a stupid point. And this stupid point, with someone else that we're going to get into, and a whole bunch of other creators, has created the Twitch apocalypse, the ad apocalypse. There's streamers, and as I go, guys, I'm going to be showing clips as I'm speaking. So you may see a clip around now about a bunch of Twitch streamers bitching about them losing their ad revenue.
My ad revenue went from $10,000 plus at some points per day to now like $2,000 a day. So from someone who was making upwards of 5 figures a day, now only making $2,000 a day off ad revenue, something's wrong. Something's going on where my ad revenue is not correct and it's not what it should be. If I want to make $2,000 a day, I'll go be a fucking mailman.
My Twitch dashboard for the first time yesterday, my advertising revenue is down 95%. Let me show you. I'm going to show you because I don't give a shit. I'm fucking transparent. Let me show you guys something. Okay? I average about $100 to $200 a day in ad revenue, right? 5 days a week. You're talking about $600-700 a week. You're talking about $2,800 a month, you know, $3,000 a month. I make about $8,000 a month on average, and sometimes 9, right? So it's about 40% of my, sometimes 50% of my income. I'm averaging $15. $15 fucking dollars in ad revenue.
Even more realistic and more impressive in my mind, Jason was the biggest in the FaZe group for their subathon. In terms of subs, he had the most subscribers. You can see 100,000 right here. And he made $500,000 total. It's a lot of money. Now, the light pink is the amount of money he made from ads. You can see his ad density went down, all right? He didn't make as much from ads. As opposed to somebody like Lacey, that's a lot of light pink. Now, ignore this number. I know as a fact he elemented this. This is a fake number. This number is real. So he made $70,000 less than Jason while having less than half as many subs, less average viewers. How? Because his ad density was so high. He's running an ad density equivalent to TV shows, okay? And he is able to make just from that hundreds of thousands of dollars in ads. I would not be surprised if Kai made as much, if not more money from his subathon in advertising than he did from all of the hundreds of thousands of subs he has. This is all kind of gone now.
So assuming I did insert the clip, there is a couple of Twitch streamers that have lost their ad revenue. And I mean like 90% of their ad revenue, guys, just gone. They went from being super rich to moderately being able to pay bills, maybe not their bills, but we don't make as much money as they're making. You know, most people, even at their 10%, 15% earnings, right? Because these people were making hand over fist hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And now they're probably making tens of thousands. And if you were making hundreds of thousands to tens of thousands, now you're making thousands to hundreds. It's a tremendous drop. It seems as if every advertiser has dropped out of Twitch. And the money that they're getting paid for is probably just through subscriptions or something. I don't know. You know, I could be wrong. I don't know how the breakdown works, but it's a pretty crappy situation. And it is more or less aligned with what happened with YouTube. Now, who do we blame? That's essentially what everyone wants. Everyone wants to point the finger at somebody. I don't believe Asmongold is the poster child of this. His take gaining some form of virality probably caused advertisers to look in and kind of add to the sauce. But the pot, the ingredients, the first initial stewing, the water, the brew, the all that would have to be Hasan Piker. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, guys. Like, I have no issue with the dude. I don't agree with a lot of his takes. I don't watch him, but when I do see his clips, I'm not the type to be like, oh, Hasan bad, left this right. I don't care about that shit. I will say when I do listen to his takes, he comfortably does align with the other side to the point where he even agrees with the negatives. He aligns with the negatives of one side, right? If we argue both sides have their sense of justice protecting their own, and then they have their bad means that they have to, or they do, whatever, right? To kind of get the job done. I don't think anyone should be aligning with or cheering on the bads that come through war. Understanding that it sometimes is a necessary means, and understanding that bad things happen while conquering of whatever the form is trying to be done is done. You don't cheer on the negatives like the deaths and everything else that comes with it. And it seems like Hasan has gone on a tirade just doing that. And if I add a clip in there, you guys will see. If I can't add it, it's because I don't want to get a strike or something, but
This organization, dog, if Hezbollah is a terrorist organization, America is the top terrorist organization, which it is, by the way. Ultimately, he is a pretty brilliant a person. You might not agree with his methods.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
I don't have an issue with them, let's just say. But they are a terrorist organization. Like, they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical?
Sure. Are
No,
you being serious? I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shoot. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
They start overtaking the ships. We're going to take over your ship. You cannot fucking use this trade route anymore. Because they say it. They're like, listen.
And this guy unironically put a terrorist propaganda music video on and then left the room.
Does he know what One Piece is? Is it Luffy?
Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way! Yes. Oh my God. Dude, we think the Houthis, Ansar Allah,
then there it is, right? It's just a lot of outrageous, comfortable things that he has said, even around his friends. And, even with them kind of doing that, what the fuck you talking about kind of reaction, he's just balls deep with it, right? So if you were to look at that, and if I didn't put the clip in and you've seen those clips or you watch this on, are we going to sit here and point the finger at Asmongold? It just doesn't make any sense. And I know it sounds like I'm just caping for Buddy, but I just see these videos going out and he's taking it on the chin pod very well. He's taking it very well, but you guys just want to point the finger at somebody. That's not right. Not even these Twitch individuals, the streamers, they're not even pointing it at an individual because they understand numbers. They understand how things work. They understand that it is the company, and it's the company's lack of ability to secure proper advertisers, which is almost an oxymoron because advertisers are very fragile. They're like little bitches, and if they feel like their golden goose has any chance of being even scratched, they will pull out. And that is what has happened now in a mass amount of advertisers. So it's not saying much, but at the same time, creating better systems so that this doesn't happen over fucking night, making individuals not being able to pay their bills, because whether or not you guys say whatever, who cares, they're rich. If they were living at the means of $1 million a year and all of a sudden now they only have 100,000, that's going to cause a lot of a negative ripple effect on them and their families. Some of them are paying for their families' home, their mom, their dad's homes and stuff. So we don't want to look at it from a jealous standpoint. You have to just see it from a holistic standpoint of it sucks. It's unfair. I do feel for these individuals, but it kind of is what it is. It comes with the program. This freedom that they allotted themselves doing this, in itself, it is a blessing. And the majority of people that have given you that money or just watch you will or may never get that opportunity. So to look for sympathy points and making a video bitching about it, anyone who did that, tough titties, buddy. But if you're just making a video explaining your situation and just kind of adding to the pot, almost like a master ticket to send back at Twitch, then yeah, sure, vent. You have your opportunity. You have an audience. Go nuts. But there's not really much to say to this other than I'll end it off by saying it is not Asmongold's fault. He may played a part in it. But when we look at the ripple effect, the individuals that were affected weren't individuals talking about politics, weren't talking about the war. They were just degenerates. And the degeneracy was allotted before because I guess it was under the veil. It wasn't really, nothing really stood out enough where it scared the chickens off. But with these individuals, or I'll say Hasan Piker, with a little hint of Asmongold, and Destiny, of course, has been brought up. And listen, I watch a lot of Destiny too. I'm not a left leaner. I just watch everything, man. If you're wild, provocative, you say crazy shit, you get my brain going, then I'm gonna watch your content. So they may collectively all have a play into it, but I think what brought it to light, it's like the top of the tree would be Hasan Piker, and then from there, since his political scope trickles down to Destiny, maybe they are close in proximity, but Destiny, he does say crazy, fricked up, outrageous shit, usually leaning towards the conservatives, but not, it's usually, I feel like in a moment where if something occurred, right, like when the whole firefighter situation happened and he made that statement, it was in rage, I guess, with all the collectiveness of what he thought was the stupidity of the conservatives and everything. So then he used it as some sort of gotcha moment, right, in the heat of the moment. Not justifying it, but I'm just saying you don't see it that often. Just like with Asmongold and his tick, you don't see it that often. People fuck up and they just say stupid shit. And I know it seems like I'm attacking Hasan, but it's just when you watch him, that's him. That's his stance, that's his point, and any opportunity he gets to belittle or say something that just sounds a little bit off the edge, he's going to say it, and he's going to say it with his chest. That, I believe, is what would cause uncomfortability to advertisers, because that's too volatile. I don't know when or how or to the degree this guy's going to go off. Low budget streamers are fucking making nothing. Absolute, they're back. The low budget streamers, and I mean like couple thousand sub, whatever the beat is, they making the same amount as me. I ain't got no subs. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Like the video. You already know what it is. Take it easy.
I like booty.